We are handling regression analysis. Yeah, regression, we said it determines the linear relationship between the variables. And here we use what we call the least squares method. And the formula is y is equal to a plus bx, whereby to calculate a, which is the constant, a is equal to y bar minus b times x bar, and b is n summation xy minus summation x summation y out of n summation x squared minus summation x into bracket squared. And that is the formula for calculating for regression, for determining the relationship between variables using the regression method or the least squares method. So let's have an example on regression. Example, they have given us the cost of production and then the value of output. We said in these things we are supposed to determine the dependent and then the independent variable. And we say that the independent variable becomes the x and the dependent variable becomes the y. Yes, so cost of production and then value of output. The value of output depends on the cost of production. Yeah, but cost of production does not depend on the value of output because output comes after production. So output depends on production. Yeah, therefore, our cost of the cost of production will be our x, and the value of output will be the y. So they have given us the cost of production, the values, then value of output, and required they want us to fit the regression equation using the least squares method, and then B, using the fitted model, predict the value of output when the cost of production is 20 kg. So we are going to do the question. We said we are supposed to first determine the y and x variables, or the dependent and independent. So cost of production is our x. So x, in the column of x, we get all the values of cost of production, the what we put here, 12, 12, 10, 10, 9, 9, like that, all of them. Then y, the y variables are the value of output because they're the dependent. So 15, 15, 16.8, 11.5, like that. So it's what we put there. Then according to this formula, according to the formula of calculating for B, we're supposed to have summation xy, summation x, summation y, then x squared and x into bracket squared. So here, after putting the values of x, you get the total. The total for x, you add all of them, then you get summation x. Then you add the y values, you get summation y. Then we need xy. Xy, we simply multiply x times y. So the first one is 12 times 15. We have 180, and it's what we put here. Then the next one is 10 times 16.8. It is 168, is what we put here. So we do the same for all the figures. After that, we get the summation xy. We add all this and we get summation xy. Then the next thing that we need is x squared. X squared, we simply square x values. So we come here and say 12 squared, it is 144, it is what we put here. Then 10 squared, it is 100, it's what we put here. 9 squared, it is 81, it is what we put here. So we do the same for all the x values. we get the figures after we add to get summation x squared. So we already have that. So the next thing we are going to do is to substitute in our formula to see that we get the value of b and then the value of a, so that we can be able to get the equation, because they want us to fit the regression equation using the least squares method, and this is the least squares method. So the next thing we do is y is equal to a plus bx, whereby b is that. So we substitute in the formula of b so that we can get the value of b. So n is the number of observations, or the number of items, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So n is 10. We substitute in here 10, then times xy, summation xy, which is this one, summation x, sorry, it is this one, sorry about that, it is summation xy, it is this one. So we come and substitute in it here, summation xy, then minus summation x, it is here, we get this value, we put it here, then times summation y, we get it from here, and we put it here. Then out of n here, n was 10, then times summation x squared. X squared is here, so it's what we put here. Then minus summation x into bracket squared. So here we get the total, this summation x. Summation x is 118.4 squared. You square it, and that is what we get. So it is the value of summation x into bracket squared. So we square that one and we get this value. So after that you use the calculate and then get the final answer. So the value of b is 0.618. Then after that we are supposed to get the value of a, and we said in order for us to get a, it is a equals to y bar minus b times x bar. So in order for us to get y bar equals to summation y out of n. Summation y from our table, the summation y is 199.5. So summation y out of n, our n is 10. We get this. Then x bar is summation x. Summation x is here. This. Summation x divided by n, and the n is 10. We get that. So x bar we have it. So after getting the y bar and x bar, we already have the value of b. We substitute in this to get the value of a. So a is equal to y bar, which is this, put it here, minus b, which is this, we write it here, 0.618 times x bar. X bar is this one. Yeah, so we multiply this times this, we get this. Then after we subtract, we get the value of a, which is this one. Yeah, so after that we substitute in our equation, because we say the original equation is y equals to a plus bx. We have the value of a, which is 12.633, so it's what we put here. Then plus the value of b, which is this, 0.618x, and that becomes the regression equation. Yeah, we've used the least squares method to get the regression equation. Yeah, so we've answered part A, fit the regression equation using the least squares method. And this is the equation: y is equal to 12.633 plus 0.618x. Then part B, they have said using the fitted model, predict the value of output when the cost of production is 20 kilograms. Should predict the value of output when the cost of production is 20 kilograms. So our equation, our least squares equation that we got was this one: y is equal to that and that x. So here the x is the cost of production, because according to our question we had named cost of production to be x, and they have told us that the cost of production is 20 kilograms, so our x is 20 kilograms. So here in this formula we just substitute in where there is x, we put 20. So y is equal to that plus 0.618 times